Marking is a nice neutral word.
So who are your colleagues then?
So all my colleagues at the Institute for Government, I'm doing it, but then I might meet up with my UK to change.
It's a historic day because after 47 years the UK stops being a member state of the EU. We don't have a commissioner anymore, don't have judges on the European Court, Prime Minister won't go to European councils anymore. But because we stay inside the single market and the customs union for the transition period to the end of December 2020, nobody else really notices much difference. Yeah, we trade as now, we travel as now, we can still use free movement and things like that. So it's a day of big change historically, but economically not so much.
Up to the BBC again, and then
basically we haven't really moved on from the split that we had in the referendum. We're a pretty divided nation. Half people think that it's a big mistake and half the people think that actually it was the right decision. We've seen very little movement on that. It wanders around a bit, but it's still split down the middle. But there are quite a lot of people who I think thought that having voted for Brexit, the British system, the establishment would fight back and never allow it to happen. So in a sense, it is a message to people that if you vote and you're given the vote, then actually you can see results from that vote. So in that sense, a lot of people I think would say, whether they regret the decision or not and think it's a mistake, that at least it sort of vindicated that sort of form of democracy.
And then I'm going to go do some work, and then some friends of mine.
Because all we've agreed so far is the withdrawal agreement and how Northern Ireland continues to trade on goods after Brexit. Otherwise, we have nothing else agreed. So there's a massive agenda to be agreed: trade in goods, trade in services, data protection, security cooperation, aviation, road haulage, fishing. The list is endless. Whether people can move into European countries. A lot of Brits like retiring to Spain or south of France because of the better weather. Will they continue to be able to access healthcare there? Will they get their pensions? There's a whole range of big issues that have yet to be sorted out.
So keep looking that way, so what have you got on today?
There's clearly a crunch point in June when the EU will say if you don't ask for an extension now, you won't get one. The government said very much it's not going to ask for an extension. They want an early deal on fishing. So we'll see what happens there. Big issue for some of the sort of other Northern European countries whose fishermen fish in our waters, countries like Spain and Portugal. Then the next big sort of showdown is through the autumn, where we'll be saying, well, actually, we had lots of talk last year about the UK leaving with no deal. This is a different sort of no deal, but the UK could still be going back to trading with the EU with no special arrangements in place, so on what they call World Trade Organization terms.